Hi guys, welcome back to this channel, Creativity Incorporated. My name is Diana, and if you're here for the first time, welcome to this channel. If you've been here with us before, I'm really glad you're back. I wanted to show you guys, these are some of the pages that I did for the Patreon downloadables. I made a few, I grabbed my drawings from my journal from the beginning of the month, which was Candy Shop. So I scanned my pictures and I prepared them in different sizes for you, so you can make your own tags and you can make your own like stickers and papers for your journals. I forgot what we were doing. Anywho, I've decided I wanted to make this for my cover. I was going to use this one particular tag slash ephemera slash stickerish. I don't know. I make them when I draw them. To me, they're tags, and I use them as such. So, like, for example, I usually don't glue them down, and like I use them like kind of to play with in my journal. But in this case, I'm going to use this one particular because it's my favorite as my cover. With my gold paint, gold, it's like a marker. I like to go over the original parts that I had gold on my original tag. It's like an oil gold marker, the ones you gotta shake, but it has a fine tip. So I just go over it again to make sure that all my gold like little edges are back on my tag. Okay, so you guys seen me use this part 1 and part A and part B of acrylic, and so I mix it up in a little cup. I've done this many times in my journals. I love to use it because it just gives it so much uniqueness. And these two bottles I think cost like, I don't know, like less than $20. But you can do like dome stickers, you can do jewelry, you can do frames, you can do all kinds of stuff with this. Now I got these at Hobby Lobby. I don't recommend them that much to buy the Hobby Lobby brand. One, I've had bad experience with the mold making material from Hobby Lobby, but I'm not too sold on these either because they're supposed to take like 24 hours to dry, but after 2 days they're still tacky. So it's like, I don't like that because it takes like maybe a whole month that I've seen that you really don't have that tackiness from the material for like ever. Anyways, moving forward, back to my enough complaining, right? I'm going to half of the mix that I did, I'm going to just make sure I glue my paper down on the acetate. So I grab a sheet of acetate and I cut it in half because this is going to be my journal cover. So what I'm doing here is pretty much covering my whole sheet of paper, and after that I'm going to put a little bit of, that's how I'm going to use the same acrylic to glue my paper down. Now it's gonna be translucent, so like if you were to put a piece of paper on water, if you didn't want that translucentness, you can pre-coat the paper so it doesn't get translucent. So like you can do Mod Podge and like kind of give it a coat or two so it doesn't give you that translucency. You know what I mean? And you can avoid that. You'll see what happens later. It's not happening right now. Well, you can kind of see the difference a little bit. Anyways, I'm going to grab, I got these at the 99-cent store. My little girl is into cupcake making, and I bought her like all kinds of sprinkles and stuff at the 99-cent store. They have this, it's not I think it's a unicorn mix. I think they call it unicorn mix sprinkles. And what I did is I pour like half of that little container to make sure I glue down my paper, my tag, my centerpiece per se, and the other half I put the sprinkles there. Now at first I thought that the color of the sprinkle was gonna come out of the sprinkle, sort of like when you put the like candy or let's just say a sprinkle in water, and you know how the color comes off of it and then it muckies the water. I thought that might happen, and in a sense it shouldn't happen, but it didn't happen. So I was very, very happy that it didn't the colors didn't come off, the little candies or little sprinkles, and they stay right. So what I did is I put a little bit in each corner, and I just spread them out so that it's one even coat, and also so that it spreads evenly. Okay. Um, when you're mixing and as you're pouring on or in something, you will have bubbles. It creates bubbles because you're putting air or oxygen into your mixture, as you know, sort of like when you're batting cake. The more you whip it, the more air it comes and it's fluffy. So in this case, the more you whip it, which is good. If you mix it good, it's good, right? Anyways, um, it creates a lot of bubbles, like a lot of bubbles. So make sure that you do not forget to air blow or hot air blow on your acrylic, because when you hot air it, all those little bubbles go away. A lot of people, I've seen people use torches. I don't think I've ever had to have the need, but maybe if you have a thicker consistency of acrylic, maybe you have to. I don't see the need of a torch. Like, you know, they use those little like propane torches, like the ones they use for cooking. I don't use that. I just use the regular, the little gun that you get at Hobby Lobby. I use those, and they seem to work fine. But in order to avoid so much air bubbles, I did it here on my first coat. And my first coat, remember, was just to glue down my centerpiece and to put the little sprinkles. I'm going to pour in, and I did it in 2 steps because I was thinking that my acrylic was going to mucky up, and I was going to try to avoid it, sort of like pre-coat the sprinkles. And if you're going to put food or any other candy, maybe you should do this step even if you know it's not going to, the color is not going to come off, because in a sense you're kind of pre-coating the sprinkle before you put in more acrylic. So now I'm going back and backfilling all the gaps in between and everything that wasn't filled up when I first poured my first acrylic. Now remember, it takes about 24 hours to dry this particular acrylic. If yours takes less time, then you probably don't have enough time, and I don't know if you'll see different or a separation in pour, like different tones of acrylic. In this case, because mine takes so long to dry, it gives you plenty of time to work with. Okay, so this is that was another sheet of stickers that I made last minute. Not last minute, but as I was doing this journal, because I wanted to have a little like popsicle. Yeah, it's popsicle. And I made one a different color so you can have different colors to play with. Anyways, I'm making a pocket, and I'm going to use the lollipop as a way to decorate it. One thing to mention is that when you're using acetate to cover up like your pockets or envelopes, if you're going to put in and out stuff, you know, in the pocket, I always use tape to glue it to the top, because that way it doesn't get stuck. Anything gets stuck when you like putting, like if this is a pocket. If I'm going to be putting stuff in and out, you don't want to getting like stuck or caught up on that little ledge. So I always put tape. Anywho, this is another sheet available to the Patreons. What I'm doing here is I used wax sheets of the wax paper. My husband makes bread from scratch, and he gives me his sheets. So they're all used, and I love that it has that ephemera on them, or that, I don't know, they're used, so it has that brown tint to them. I really love that about it. And it reminds me, like, you know, back in French, I see like in movies and stuff that they come in this wax kind of paper. And so I save them because it always reminds me of candies or bread or cooking, you know. I mean, I guess for cooking for sure, but mostly it reminds me of candies. So I wanted to use it here and there in my journal. Now, because it's wax paper and it's not gluing correctly, what I did is I tore pieces of it, so the glue is bonded with paper, and there's no wax in between it. That way it holds it up. That was kind of my solution there. But my next thing I wanted to share with you that I did is I printed the glass jar shelving paper. I think I printed it like twice. I really liked it. For some reason, it's just, I don't know, I really, really liked it. So what I'm doing here, and you guys will see me using it a few times, I'm going to use a sort of like a hidden pocket kind of thing. And I'm cutting it so that it looks like it has more shelves rather than just the one shelf, the two shelves. So I cut out the tips on the one of the pages, and I lined up the cut that's between jars so that it lines up to the line or the shelf that's on the bottom page. Okay, once I was done with my secret pocket, I decided I wanted to add another shelf to the top of my pocket because it was just too big of a empty spot. Not empty spot, but like, too much shelf. And so I just added another shelf, and it's kind of the same way I did the first one, which was to and I left it as a pocket as well, but I didn't put nothing on it. It just sits there. But as you guys can see, the line of the paper that I cut out, I left it straight so it matches the bottom. I mean, not the bottom, but yeah, like the base or the added layer of jars, so it looks like it's nothing there. I don't know. I'm making it complicated, but it's easier than what it seems like. And to go in my pocket, I made one of those envelopes out of that wax paper. And just because I didn't want to cover too much up of the jars, and I just made a little envelope out of that wax paper. This page of 4 of the pages, these are all just the sketches. But I cut them into minis in case, anybody wants to do like a little mini book or mini anything. I like to make minis. I don't know if you noticed, but last week I made a mini journal of the oiler kit. So because I have been liking the minis, I also made the sketched part of these pages in mini form, of course, as well as the colored version. And pretty much what I'm doing here is the cover. I'm gonna glue like back to back, so it creates like a little booklet cover of my little booklet. But it's not a booklet; it's more like an accordion style of a booklet. It's an accordion of the sketches in a row, like it's all horizontal. And I've been wanting to do something like this for a while, and I feel like this was the moment. And so I made a little horizontal accordion style mini booklet. There you go. Long title for such a little thing, huh? I had another crazy idea. I grabbed the sketched part of the big pages, the big papers, and what I did is I thought about making a pocket out of these, but the way I did it is I cut it in half, and then I inverted. No, is it inverted? Yeah, invert. No, it's not inverted. Turned around. No, that. I twisted around the parts so that it creates like counterparts, like a pocket and a lid or a cover. And I really liked how it came out. And plot twist, I had to color them because I really like how it came out, and I didn't like that they were black and white. So I just went ahead and colored them. They're so simple, and they're so easy to do. So that I just painted them the colors that I wanted. I don't think they're the same ones that they originally were. I just decided to paint it them that way. Okay, so here's the final results. An overview. This is the book, the journal that I made, the candy ones, and I used the staple system. It's a cable staples, and then you tie it up with the ribbon. In my case, I used the pink one on the first one and the white one on the second time. And it's the same technique. I'm gonna link the video down below, and also if you look in the right corner, I will link it there as well. That's the cover, and this is where I ended up putting that little accordion with the little clip. And I had these papers that I did for another journal a long time ago. I used acrylic paints to glue them. I mean to make them. And I also have a video for that, and I will put it down below. This is another little journal I made with a tag and those little colored ones. This is the back. I did those glass jars, and I put a little acetate on them, and I made them look more like jars. This is a lollipop that I printed, and I made for this the sticker paper. This is a tag. That's a hidden pocket or hidden pocket. And this is, I left this one alone as it was. I printed the jars on both sides, and this is more of that paper, and this is the back of my book. I was very excited how it came out. I honestly did it all. If it wasn't because I had to let the paint dry for overnight, I mean the acrylic dry overnight, I just did it in one day. They were very, very easy to do. I love how just everything came together. I love the colors, and the colors kind of dictated how things went, and I really loved how it came out. As always, my maker's label or my creator's label. And as always, guys, it was a pleasure to be with you guys tonight. Till next time, I'll see you. Stay creative, stay safe, and consider becoming a patron. The link will be down below. Till next time, bye.